What's up, guys? So we got the John Deere 316 painted up. Just put the final coat on it. Looking pretty decent. I think I recorded the other half of the paint job, which is the hood, the front grille, the side panel, and I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. I got the other side panels flipped over and they're drying right now. Got the shop at about 72 degrees right now, so we can not really expedite the drying process, but at least sure that it cures like it needs to. Outside temperature is probably in the 30s, so I got to keep the shop warm. So we're going to be heating the shop all night. It'll be pretty expensive probably to do that, because this is a fairly big garage, over 2,000 square feet, but got to make sure these things dry and cure up like they need to. So what was difficult to paint on this particular project was where your feet rest at. I decided not to try to peel that off. I think I talked about that in another video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some new pads, and probably going to adhere those pads over top the old pads. I'm not sure yet. One side of the footrest is decent, and the other side is not so decent. So we'll have to see. But we'll make it work out. We may simply just throw some body coating, like some truck bed coating or lining in that area as well. That's another option. You can mask off to track the panel and put some type of heavy coating on there. That may be another option. It's not meant to be a perfect restoration. It's not even a restoration per se, but rather just kind of refurbishing the tractor. So those look good. They're drying. I've got the air cleaner, the battery tray, and the lower deck bracket. That's all been painted now. Need to probably pick those up and hang them now. Grill is done, panels done. I only have one of these panels. I got to order one more. This tractor came with either a Kohler engine, a 301 or a 341. I have the 301, which is probably the smaller of the three engine sizes. It also came with a Onan 18 horsepower. I think the engine that's on this tractor right now is a 12 horsepower. I am looking for something a little bit more powerful. I had a couple options pop up on Facebook Marketplace, but they were sold before I could get my hands on them. So that's something that will probably come in the future. I'm also working on getting a 214 or 200 series as well. I found a salvage yard for John Deere tractors and any type of tractor, zero turn, you name it. It's a salvage yard with 3,000 units there. So I'm contemplating whether or not I'm going to go there today, Saturday. I've got a really busy day. I've got to go get my mother, bring her over to see the grandkids. The wife and I got to do some running around. My brother-in-law needs help with his vehicle, so it's going to be a rough day Saturday. Lots of mechanic work, I guess, if you will, because if I do make it to the salvage yard, I got to pull some parts. So I got to hurry up and do that because they're only open for like 4 hours. I need to get a new seat. The seat was so badly rusted onto the body pan, the seat pan, that I had to use a Sawzall to cut it off. That's fine because I'm going to be getting a replacement with the new brackets and all that kind of stuff. The seat bracket, I guess probably we can keep that and use that, but we will need the new seat overall. Thought about getting a cover, but I'm not going to do that. The wife is going to use this tractor for her greenhouse and run around the property. I'm sure the kids will want to drive on it as well, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But if she's going to be on it, we've been in 4 accidents. We've been hit 4 times over the last 3 years. One of them, you guys may recall, we ended up totaling our truck. We got hit so hard. Never our fault, always hit from the rear or being parked, funny enough. So I say all that to say that she needs something that's going to be comfortable, because she struggles with her neck and her back right now. And we're not getting any younger, so I'm going to get her a proper seat if she's going to be on here, and make sure that everything works as it should. But overall, I'm happy with the paint job. It is John Deere green. I went and sourced that paint. This is a rattle can paint job. It is not a, I didn't use my professional paint gun and all that stuff. I have a MAC HVLP, and I have a high velocity, low pressure, and I have a high pressure, low velocity gun as well, or gravity gun, I guess. And then, so I could have painted using that method, but it's too cold here in the Midwest, and I don't really have my paint booth set up like I need to here. That'll come this summer. So if I do in fact get a 214, depending on the condition and depending on my eagerness, I may paint it in my big shop, or I may wait and paint it in a smaller shop with a professional gun. Let me see here, what else? It's been a process, right? Getting all that rust out of the where the feet rest was at. That was the heaviest rusted area. Fortunately enough, it didn't rot. That's something that you always hear people talk about, rust, and they just classify everything as rust. But there's a difference between rust and rot. Rot is when it's eaten through the metal material, multiple layers or completely through. Also, if it's light rot, it may be considered pitting. And then heavy rot is when it's eaten all the way through. So the tractor, I say, didn't live a horrible life, but it wasn't certainly taken care of like it should have. It probably lived outside, which is evident with the condition of the seat. But overall, it came out pretty good. I'm happy with the results of everything. Happy with the paint color. This is a single stage paint with a 2K clear. So that's all done. In terms of tools, on my other half of this video, you guys would have already seen the new snap-on tools that we picked up off the high bid auction site. Don't know how I'm going to store that. I'm really running out of room, and I've been thinking pretty hard about going ahead, pulling the trigger, and getting that second Husky 80-inch box. Got to see how things line up financially. I got a lot of things I got to pay in the next couple of weeks, so we'll see if we can make it happen. But I really would like to have another 80-inch box, and rather than buy, I know my Matco buddy, he's a good friend of mine, he wants me to buy a Matco box, but I think, for the cost and not, spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, whatever it was he was going to charge me, even at that price, it's still high. Whereas I can get another Husky box and attach it to the side of this one and have two side lockers, which I need because I've got cases over here. I've got cases that are stacked on top of cases in my side locker. I've got all my diag tools that are hanging by a thread, my lights. I have axle nut socket sets. I've got a metric set, 2 metric sets, and an SAE set that I can't even use. It would be nice to get them out of the cases and into a drawer, as well as my 3/4 inch stuff that I can't right now. Is actually in this snap-on roll cart because I can't find anywhere else to put it. The socket drawer on this box is completely stuffed. If you've not seen that before, it is completely full. I've got things stacked on top of things here, so yeah, there's a lot of tools that I would keep this drawer like it is. I wouldn't take anything out. I struggle with organization in terms of removing things out of a box to out of a drawer into another drawer. So like once it's set up for me, I like to keep it as it is. I know where things are at. Whereas the things that are in cases or in carts, you know, I can live with moving that to another box and actually displaying it, so that yeah, it will be much cooler. So that, I guess, long story short, I got things that are sitting like this on the side of the jar, which probably would come out. I would probably take those out. My e-torques and my hex and my mid-length sockets probably would take those out. I got this cart. The cart's working out pretty good. It's been a lifesaver for this particular project, just being able to wheel it around. I was over there doing stuff. I was over here doing stuff. I was all over. I had my other big John Deere tractor in here. My brother came over and we hung out and laughed and listened to music, and we put the roll bar on that tractor. So it was nice to have this cart, because it was a much bigger task than what we imagined it would be. But having this cart was good. It doesn't have a lot of expensive tools in it. Matter of fact, I don't think it really has any expensive tools in it per se. I got a Matco socket set. It's probably the most expensive thing that's on this cart. But it's a user's cart, right? So anybody could come over. My brother has keys to my shop. He could come over if I'm not here or out of town for work. He can work in his car, have a heated environment, and then have access to the tools that he needs. So it works out that way. But overall, I'm happy with everything. I got a couple paint runs. I do see a couple that I probably have to sand down. Once everything's cured and hardened up, I'll probably have to do a light, 1,000 grit, 500 grit, something like that, and sand it down to get some of the runs out of it. And then maybe hit it with another coat of clear, I don't know. And then again, I may just leave it as it is too. So hope you guys like it. It's been a long road. I think now I'm gonna work on, I had it running. I fixed a problem that we had the other day. I think I'm gonna throw the battery back in it and run it again, just to kind of get things, settled out. I got my Matco socket holder there. I got to go through and make sure I got all the bolts identified and marked for where they go. I think I pretty much know where everything goes, so that's a good thing. But I need to go ahead and make sure the engine's running like it needs to, because we're probably going to be assembling the tractor on Sunday. We'll let the panels and everything harden up for a good 24 hours before we start the reassembly process. So that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you're not. I know a lot of people watch videos, and I think there's a bit of a hesitation for people to sign up for a YouTube account. But if you really do like and enjoy the content that we're making, it does help us out for monetarily. Obviously we make a little bit of money off the videos and view time. So you guys watching helps us pay for the things that we buy. Any YouTuber out there saying otherwise is a liar. So I make a little bit of money off the views. I don't make a lot of money, but I make enough to buy, tools here and there every month. Probably about $150 a month. So that's not bad. So make sure that you guys give it a consideration to set up a YouTube account, get subscribed to the channels that you like, whoever it may be. I don't care who you follow or what you follow. Just get signed up, support your YouTubers, your content creators, because we spend a lot of money to do these projects for you guys, to kind of have some content for you to watch when you get home and you want to kick back and relax a little bit. And it ain't free. So, all right, guys, that's all the rambling I'm going to do for tonight. Like I said, I'm going to work on this engine, get it going again, make sure everything's dialed in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.